All right, looks like we are live on Facebook and YouTube and multiple different areas. Lots to talk about tonight on Hypno News. Welcome. I am Sean Kostyuk. I guess I would be going solo tonight. Grant is away, he is on assignment. So uh, if he happens to jump in later on, that's great, but we're not expecting him back tonight. We'll see him next week. So, with that said, speaking of all the things that are going on in the world of hypnosis, of course, we just wrapped HypnoThoughts Live. The early bird prices have gone up to $3.95, I believe, is now what the price is, and that will stay, I think, until January. But keep your eyes on that. If you are planning on attending the largest hypnosis conference in the world, make sure you do that because and get ready for it because it is a big deal. It's the biggest one. It's out there. Now, all of that said, we should see everything here. So, other conferences, we are not done with 2025 yet. There are still a number of independent conferences that are up and coming. Of course, the very next one that is up and coming in September is the Michigan International Hypnosis Conference, put on by our good friend Dan Goyette. Dan, I know, has some cool things planned. We were talking about uniforms and costumes. I wear a uniform, he has a costume. We'll see if that changes. For MIHC 2025, Learn, Share, Grow, three of my favorites because that's exactly what we as hypnotists should be doing. That's also what people should be doing in general. When you know more, you can do more. When you know better, you can do better, right? So, Michigan International Hypnosis Conference coming up in Michigan. Surprise, surprise, and coming up on September the 12th to the 14th. So, if you are in the area, you still have time to get tickets. If you're not in the area, you still have time to make plans to get there. But you can get there. And Dan puts on an absolutely spectacular conference. He is also, and I know this because I used to be an IT manager. So when the vendors are in your corner, meaning you've got a really good relationship with them, they tend to provide you with some pretty awesome prizes, swag, you name it. And I know for a fact Dan's got some really high end swag that he has already acquired and will be giving away at the conference. So if you want to check out more information, of course, MichiganHypnosisConference.com will get you there. All right. Right after that, Mid America coming up with uh, keynote speaker Dr. Richard Bandler, who should be familiar to everybody. A lot of work that we do is based on some of the work that he's put out. So you still have some time to get to this one here. This one is in Chicago. So Arlington Heights, Illinois. 77 days to get there. I wouldn't start walking from wherever you are, but you could go anywhere you want, really. So Hypnosis World is putting on the Mid America Conference. I believe this is the first go for Hypnosis World, but the Mid America Conference has been around for a while. So by all means, take advantage of the Hypnosis Conference World. Hypnosis World Conference. There we go. Had a momentary blip there. Let's get with it. All right. Now we skip north of the border. In Canada, the Canadian Hypnosis Conference, 10th annual, will be going ahead. So book your time for what I jokingly refer to as the center of the universe, only because that we generally refer to Toronto, because they don't say T's either. Toronto. You can get there, fly in, and spend some time in Canada. If you extend your stay, you can zip down to Niagara Falls because that is an awesome time to be out in nature, assuming it hasn't already snowed yet, which is entirely possible. But if not, the fall leaves and fall colors will be out in full display. So Anyway, October 24th to 26th, Toronto, Ontario, Canada Hypnosis Conference. Tickets are going on sale, and you'll be able to see the list of speakers coming up in mid-August. So keep your eyes peeled on this one here and on their Facebook page. Both are updated or will be updated as soon as that information becomes available. And yeah, good times in Canada. Now where is this one? This one. Oh yes. Still, uh, still talking about Commonwealth countries. Uh, for our friends down under, or down under, people like Jade and Boone. Uh, your conference, the Australian Hypnosis Conference, Saturday, November 8th. If you're in the area, this is an excellent conference to attend. And if you take a look here, you've got some high quality speakers talking about everything from neuroscience to coaching to body scans, which I think you can sign up for a body scan. So yeah, lots of good information to be had here as well. And that is the Australian Hypnosis Conference. Flipping back into the States, into Virginia Beach, Virginia, is the NATH Conference 2025, Transformation Through Self-Empowerment. Everything that a person should be self-empowered. However, it doesn't always seem to be that we are wired that way. So guess what? That's why we're here. We get to wire people that way, or at least help them get them wired that way. So, National Association of Transpersonal boy, oh boy, that's 2 for 2 now. National Association for Transpersonal Hypnotherapists is November 13th to the 17th, 2025. It's a bit of a mouthful, but like I said, we still have lots of conferences. The number of conferences that are out here still are startling. And that doesn't preclude our conference jumping into 2026 in January, the Gold Coast Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas. The only conference that is dedicated to entertainment hypnosis, the Performing Hypnosis Summit. Grant, myself, Brian, Richard, Casey, Dan, we are all looking forward to getting this one underway and getting back together with friends and fans, or as Jim used to say, friend and fan, at the Performing Hypnosis Summit in Las Vegas. Now, this one is special. This one is really about entertainment hypnosis, but even beyond that, if you are a hypnotist and you are thinking about doing presenting, you're going to be presenting to businesses or you are going to be on stage, you can still learn a lot of really, really golden nuggets, be the best way to describe it, at the conference. And so we know that speaker submission is underway. If you haven't submitted your speaker submission, you need to get that in as soon as possible, because the faster we get those in, faster we can get the general schedule created and ready to go. So once we have that general schedule ready to go, yeah, it's everything all points to Vegas in January. And guess what? It's apparently much warmer in Las Vegas in January than it is in Saskatchewan in January. I know that sounds odd. Go figure. 175 days left, and by that time, I'll be in Las Vegas, flying in. So take advantage of this one here. Because it is lots of really good information. And yes, it is, geared towards entertainment hypnosis, but you know what? We all have a piece to play in the hypnosis world. And there are people that kind of bridge both sides of hypnosis, entertainment and, client-based hypnosis. I don't know any one of them that don't use or interchange the strategies back and forth that they use. You know, there are times where we come across a particularly cranky or what's the word I want to use? Resistant client, and sometimes the best way to get around those defenses is not a traditional sit down and watch the watch or watch the metronome or stare at a spot. Sometimes it's to sneak in the back door, just like a sage hypnotist would, and actually get people quickly into that relaxed state of hypnosis, so that they can experience what they need to experience, learn what they need to learn, and know what they need to know. So yeah, the Performing Hypnosis Summit coming up really quickly. And it seems like a long time away, and it's really not, because we're into tomorrow is August 1st. That leaves August, September, October, November, and December. There's 5 months left in 2025. In fact, we just passed, 6 days ago would have been the 25th of July. That would have been 6 months to Christmas. Go figure. Actually, no. Yeah, it would have been five. Well, who knows? It's coming. We get to Christmas, we're good. We get to New Year's, even better. We get to Vegas for the Performing Hypnosis Summit in January on the 23rd to the 25th in Las Vegas. If you haven't booked your room, also shout out for people to book rooms. You should be booking your room, and then watching your airfare, because you can always adjust the room booking once you have it. So, all of that said, the last one on my list, and this one is a little further out, 2026. They just popped the dates in here. Looks like it's going to be at the end of April. So if you are planning on attending the Irish Hypnosis Conference, and this one I've heard lots of good things about, it is going to be coming up, in April next year. So keep an eye on that, because I'll tell you, that's one that I want to get to. In fact, a friend of mine and we were talking about that exact thing. Also, we should make note of Hypnosis Hero. Hypnosis Hero coming up. This last week we had Sharon Major, and I'll tell you, it was an enlightening conversation about how people not only survive a trauma, but how they're able to come back from it and thrive. So if you haven't seen this last week's Hypnosis Hero, the replays are available on YouTube. They'll be available on Facebook for about 4 weeks, I think, is their new policy. And let me tell you, whether we agree with it or not, Facebook has, if they're running out of space, they're running out of space. So the only way to limit it is to limit the reels and the videos to those 4 weeks. So all of that said, you can always get it on YouTube, and worst case scenario, you can contact Brian or myself, and we can get you a copy of the replay as well. So we have that ability. This week, we have a special. We have two people that are our guests. One you'll know quite well. She is a friend of the broadcast. Dr. Jody Solberg is making a return appearance. And with her will be Cormac McColleran from Ireland. So this week's Hypnosis Hero is 2 hours earlier than normal. So that means that if you are watching normally at 8:30 Eastern, it's going to be at 6:30 Eastern. If you are watching normally at 5:30 Pacific, it is going to be at 3:30 Pacific. And wherever you fall in between, and that should back up things enough for Cormac so that he's not going to bed at 5 o'clock in the morning. There is a little bit of time zone variance, let's put it this way, between where Cormac is and where we are. So we decided to move it up a couple of hours so that we could accommodate that. time zone variance. And yeah, we are looking forward to having an absolutely awesome interview with them. So that will be Tuesday night, 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific. Should say Tuesday evening. That's a whole nother story. Got into an argument a long time ago with a young lady that I used to work with at McDonald's, and as to when evening started and finished. And I was right. So evening starts at 5 p.m. and goes until 7 p.m. There you go. In case you wanted to know. Now, whether that's changed or not, I don't know. If you want to debate me on it, feel free to comment and we can start a debate. But that's when you have a good evening, is between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. After that, up to you. All right. All of that said, we've got Hypnosis Heroes. We've got lots of conferences still on the go. If you have a show coming up and you would like us to highlight it here on Hypno News, please let Grant and I know. I know we are working on websites. I'm working on a website for the Hypnosis Hero podcast as a permanent home. I know Grant is working on Hypno News Live. We want to get a website together for that as a permanent home as well. So once we have those in place, we of course will let you know. But all of that said, lots going on in the world of hypnosis. There's just the conferences have taken about 15 minutes to go through, and talk a little bit about the Hypnosis Hero podcast. We know there are so many hypnotists out there that are doing some very solid professional work with their clients. They're changing lives. That's what we do. That's always our goal, even as entertainers. It's to change people's lives, to show them, hey, this is way more possible than you ever thought it could possibly be. And so with that said, I'm Sean Koscheck. Take care, stay well, be awesome.